Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I want to talk about Samsung and how I think they won 2021. You see, 2021 has been a very challenging year, but they still managed to deliver all of their phones, which they largely managed to keep stocked throughout the year, still offered very competitive pricing, lowered pricing for basically every single model during this tumultuous year, and this lack of hardware available, lack of silicon, lack of processors. They managed to pump out all their flagship phones. We got the S21, the S21 Plus, the S21 Ultra. We got the Flip 3. We got the Fold 3. RIP to the Note 21. But I think that might have been part of their roadmap anyway, and I think they probably could have pulled it off if they wanted to. But I think they didn't want to, because if you look at the rumors and the leaks and you see what we're getting with the S22 Ultra, it's an S22 Ultra with an S Pen compartment, and the S21 already had S Pen support. But when you look around the landscape, you look at the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, good, bad, or indifferent. It's been very disruptive from a price point perspective, from hardware, Google reimagining the phone and what it looks like, and I love them. I think they're good phones. And then you look at the iPhone, kind of the same thing this year, but they did change things up a little bit in the video department. They gave us a better battery. We've got a newer, better antenna. We've got ProMotion, lots of good things there. But largely, if you look at what Samsung pulled across the landscape, and then look at OnePlus, they've been backpedaling this entire year. There is no more LG. And when you look at the last year, Samsung's pretty much kept things on the rails, and they brought us arguably the best S-series phone ever, the S21 Ultra, where my only complaint about this has been my battery life. And a lot of people don't have that problem, probably about 90% of people, but this phone, solid, top-notch, Snapdragon 888, you got the S Pen support now, top-notch cameras, beautiful, best probably display out of any phone this year, and it came out first. That's the thing that always impresses with Samsung. When we talk about end-of-year phones, Samsung's phone has already been out for an entire year. It's not like, oh, best phone of the year, by the way, the Apple iPhone just came out in September, October. Or, oh, phone of the year, Pixel, oh, it just came out a month ago. So, talking about best phone of the year, adopting the hardware first, because they're the first flagship phone in the US to come with the Snapdragon 888. There's a weight of responsibility that is borne on these guys' shoulders every year doing this, and they did it well. And I think they even probably had the best heat mitigation, because we all know the Snapdragon 888 had a lot of heat problems. But that's not all. They brought us the S21, the Plus, the Ultra, and then they brought us these guys, the Flip and the Fold. When you look at the Fold, $17.99, it dropped $200. It kept the same cameras, yes, we know that. It brought us S Pen support, which is what it desperately needed, and made it a much better device. You've got the under-the-screen camera, which is a first for Samsung. You also got IPX8 water resistance, Snapdragon 888, 120 Hz refresh rate on the front and on the inside. And they refined the hardware even more. And it's been a really solid phone. I've absolutely loved it. I've been using it. It's replaced my Android tablet. It's one heck of a piece of hardware. And as of late, you could even get it from Best Buy for like $9.99 or $10.99 if you activate it with your phone carrier. So, and I think that might even be without trade-in. They have done some amazing things, especially in the price department. And that's one thing a lot of people have hated on, oh, it should have got better cameras, oh, they should have done this. Look, I get that. But at the same point in time, it allowed them to bring down the cost, which is really what people want. Largely, the Fold 2, everybody loved it. And the 865 Plus was a very good chipset. The Snapdragon 888, from a performance perspective, high-powered, very, very powerful. It has some heat issues, and I think they mitigated it fairly well, but you can tell sometimes it does affect the battery life. And then you get this guy right here, which is my most favorite phone I think that Samsung has ever made. And I'm going to gush on this one for a minute. I love the Z Flip 3. I like the Z Flip and the Z Flip 5G just fine, but that exterior screen was a joke. The cameras on the front, they're still the same, but it seems like they've sharpened them and brought them into the light a little bit better with some software refinements and some post-processing. So I think the camera experience is a little better. Beautiful 6.7-inch screen, 120 Hz. They added that. They added IPX8 water resistance. They recalibrated, reconfigured, set up this exterior display. It's actually functional now. They did a vertical stack with the cameras. They also added IPX8 water resistance, stereo speakers, and they brought the price down $450. And with the trade-in stuff, they've made these things so affordable. You can get them. I got mine for basically free with trade-in. And even here lately, you could get them as low as like $5.99 with activation. So Samsung is being very aggressive with the flip phone and the fold phone because they're basically the only ones really in the market. We have the Motorola Razr 5G, which is a good phone, and I like it a lot. I'd really like to know if there's going to be a successor because, well, the guys over at Motorola have been very, very quiet over the last year in this department. So they're basically the only ones, and the only ones pushing the envelope. And I think that that's great for them. But what's also great is they delivered. There was basically no point, other than maybe the typical couple of days or a week or two, after that initial swarm of people buy the first ones, they were restocked all over the place, especially in carriers. So even more colors. We got 7 colors with the Z Flip this year, which was a ton. And we got some cool colors with the S21 Ultra. We got the Phantom Colors edition. I think largely they did a good job. I think this is the best year ever for Samsung from a hardware and a software perspective. Even with One UI 4, Android 12 before the end of the year, they've run a more stable campaign and a more stable operating system update than Google, who makes Android 12 and who's been having problems galore. You know, this is not an advertisement for these guys. I just wanted to talk about this because we talk about what was the best phone of the year. We talk about what was the best phone camera of the year. We talk about what was the best, I don't know, there's a lot of different categories, best battery life, all that stuff. But across the board, Samsung was the most consistent, the most stable. They showed up in every category, and they've had some of the best performing phones out there. They've still got the best flip. They've still got the best folding phone. They've still got arguably the best operating system user interface, One UI. It's very well built out, very polished, very refined, and it feels nice. It's not like using Google with the stock Android where everything just feels bare bones and minimalistic. If you like that, that's great. But I feel like Samsung goes the extra mile for creating an experience when using Android that sets them apart in a lot of different ways. And I appreciate that because it's like getting into a Corvette. Now, Corvettes are great cars, but if you ever got in them, they're kind of bland on the inside, at least from my impressions. And then you look at more exotic sports cars, and they look exotic on the outside, they're exotic under the hood, and they look exotic inside. Not just crazy impressive hardware under the hood and a fiberglass shell. So I like what Samsung's doing. I'm excited about what they're going to do for 2022. Looking forward to the S22 Ultra. It was sad we lost the Note, but it wasn't really lost. It was just kind of combined, and it seems like Samsung is trying to streamline their footprint, which I think will be healthier for them because honestly, S21 sales across the board were down about 20% over last year, and the S20 sales numbers were pretty abysmal. So there are problems on the tech front. There are problems on the phone front with people not buying new phones as often because they make them so good. It's not like before where it's like you bought it and a year later it's like, oh, this is terrible, I need to upgrade. And then it went to, oh, 2 years later, this is terrible, I need to upgrade. Now we're at 3, 4, and 5 year life cycles on phones. It's understandable people aren't running out as quickly to buy new ones. But I wanted to take a minute to show these off to appreciate what Samsung has done because from being a tech person, being a phone nut like I am, I appreciate what they've done. I appreciate the hard work, the level of dedication, the extended support, 3 years of operating system updates, 4 years of security updates, I believe is what it is, and the stellar top-notch hardware. I have not had any problems really with my Samsung phones. The only issue I've had really with any of my Samsung phones is battery life. And that's basically a problem for me every year because I kill all of my phones very quickly because I always have the screen on. Screen on time is brutal when it comes to how battery life is used up on a phone. So thumbs up, guys, over at Samsung. S21 Ultra, solid phone. The Z Flip 3, amazing phone. And then the Fold 3, this latest iteration of the Fold 2, the generational update, capitalized on so much and then gave us more features and saved us more money. So I like what they've done. I'm looking forward to next year. And the biggest winner is the consumer because Samsung can't help themselves. They always are offering sale prices and honestly probably cannibalizing their own sales. But they will do anything to get one of these phones in your pocket. They're like that car salesman. It's like, what do we got to do to get you into this phone? And you go, well, all right, can you give it to me for this price? And they'll go, not only will I give it to you for that price, I'll give it to you for less, and then I'll give you free earbuds that you don't want. So thank you, Samsung. But anyway, that's all I got in this video. Just a reflection on this last year with what they've been able to do in this very, very harsh and unfriendly environment with producing their phones, top-notch level hardware, top-notch level service, and getting them out because that's been really hard. I mean, look at the Pixel 6 Pro. You still can't get one. There were like 8 people that got them when they came out, and then it's like, well, you might get it in January. So when you look at that, when you look into the perspective of the iPhone 13 Pro, if you didn't get it day one, you didn't get it for a month or two. And those are still slowly rolling out. It took me like 5 weeks to get my kids, and I ordered them the week later. So they've done a lot of good things. They definitely showed up in strength of brand and also with their supply chain that apparently is top notch. So some good things, and I just want to take a minute to highlight that. So that's all I've got in this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.